A perfect Cooper Flagg is simply a perfect fit for today's NBA.
No matter who it is in front of me, but finding mismatches and just trying to go out there and make the reads and make the right play.
After trading away Luka Doncic, the Dallas Mavericks looked completely lost. Fans gave up, and the team's future seemed doomed. But then, Cooper Flagg arrived and changed everything. At just 18, he didn't come in to learn quietly. He came in breaking rookie records and putting the league on notice. His confidence, energy, and consistency have turned what looked like a rebuild into one of the NBA's most exciting stories. The Mavericks suddenly have hope again, Daniel, and it all starts with Cooper Flagg's incredible rise. Cooper Flagg might actually be the one to rescue the Dallas Mavericks, which sounds crazy considering how bad things looked less than a year ago. Just 10 months back, this team was in complete chaos. They were one of the worst stories in the league after pulling off what many call the most confusing trade in NBA history. Think about it. Luka wasn't just any player. He was a top 5 talent, a finals leader, a future Hall of Famer, and the Mavericks traded him for Anthony Davis, who's deep into his 30s, constantly battling injuries, plus a first-round pick that turned into Max Christie. That's all. Fans were furious. They didn't just lose a player, they lost their hope for the next decade. The fallout was ugly. Team president Nico Harrison became public enemy number 1. Fire Nico chants filled the arena every home game until he was finally gone. The franchise looked lost, stuck in a hole too deep to climb out of. Some fans even said they were done with the team altogether. But just when it seemed like Dallas had no future, everything flipped during the draft lottery. Despite barely missing the playoffs, Dallas got lucky. The ping pong balls bounced their way, landing them the number 1 overall pick. And with that pick came Cooper Flagg, the clear top prospect in the country. Everyone knew his name. He had dominated at Duke and made waves with Team USA, showing flashes of superstardom. People were already calling him the next big franchise guy. Still, the start wasn't perfect. The Mavericks threw him into the lineup as a point guard, completely out of position, and he looked uncomfortable.
I learned a lot in that short period of time, and started the season with a lot of losses and a lot of tough games. I think I learned a lot, in general, but I think just with that, being comfortable and understanding, is a big thing. I hadn't really played point guard before, but it's a lot different than any other position, and you have to, be aware of a lot of other things, and it's just a lot of new stuff if you haven't done it before. So I think I learned a ton just about what it takes to lead a team as a point guard and just to know how to get everybody organized and those sort of things. I think I learned a lot in that short period of time, so I think it was pretty good for me.
The pressure mounted fast. Critics started calling him overrated, some even questioning if he'd go top 5 in the next draft. But the hate didn't last. A few months later, Cooper flipped the entire narrative. He's been smashing rookie records, putting up numbers no one expected. And tonight, he made history, becoming the first 18-year-old ever to score more than 40 points in a single game. Dallas went from hopeless to electric again, and suddenly it feels like they found their new franchise star. LeBron James never scored 40 before turning 19.
He had a hell of a year at Duke. Can play with the ball, can play without the ball.
But Cooper Flagg just did. Tonight, the 18-year-old phenom dropped 42 points, along with 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks, all while shooting nearly 48% from the field and even hitting a 3. It didn't matter that Dallas lost the game. They're still a struggling team, and Anthony Davis didn't play because Cooper was flat out unbelievable. He completely took over, hitting clutch shots down the stretch and showing off a mix of power, poise, and confidence you don't usually see from someone his age. According to NBA stats, Cooper Flagg is off to a strong start for an 18-year-old rookie, averaging 18.4 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 3.5 assists in about 34 minutes per game. He's shooting 48% from the field, 25% from deep, and 80% from the line, showing how quickly he's adapting to the pros. For someone this young, those numbers are impressive. Flagg's proving he can score, rebound, and create, playing with poise beyond his age and earning a reputation as one of the most complete prospects in his class. Right now, he's on an insane run. Over his last 7 games, he's averaging 25.7 points, 6 rebounds, and 3.6 assists, along with a steal and a block, while shooting just under 55% in 35 minutes per game. That's wild production, not just for a rookie, but for anyone. And this is coming from a guy who came into the league known mostly for his defense. From day one, the word was that Cooper Flagg would be one of the best defenders in the world someday. The big question was whether his offense would catch up. Could he create for himself, find a rhythm, and develop a reliable shot from deep? So far, the answer looks like yes.
Left hand is something I've always been comfortable with, just being comfortable going both ways since I was young. So using that to my advantage, going both ways, being effective in that can really open up the floor and, finding holes and gaps that you want to drive to. So I think it's just, part of the game is just making those reads. Yeah, I don't know. I would say I feel just as comfortable with left and right, going either way. But, I feel like people force me less sometimes. I feel like it's just a natural thing for right-handed players to get forced left, but I'm very comfortable going both ways for sure.
Or at least it's getting there fast. His three-point shot still needs work, sure, but everything else is clicking. You can see it in how he plays, his footwork, his confidence, his ability to get downhill and make things happen in the paint. When Cooper drives, defenders just can't stop him. He's like a magnet to the rim. Every possession ends with him touching the paint somehow. The only hope defenders have is to strip the ball or pray he misses, because even though his handle's still a work in progress, he's already starting to flash advanced moves. You can tell he's been studying the game, adding small tricks to his arsenal week by week. Even with that developing handle, he's overpowering opponents with strength and precision. He knows how to carve out space, slip through tight lanes, and finish through contact. His floater has soft touch, and around the rim, he's already elite. One of the best finishers in the league when it comes to generating paint touches. What's crazy is that he's doing all this without a full year of NBA-level conditioning. He's still building his body, still learning how to pace himself through the long season. And yet, at just 18, he's already bullying grown men, scoring like a veteran and anchoring his team's energy. Imagine what this kid's gonna look like in a few years when he's in his early 20s, fully developed and used to the NBA grind. If this is what he's doing now, he could be unstoppable soon. But real quick, I just want to say thanks for watching Ball Stories. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to subscribe, drop a comment, and hit that like button. Your support really keeps us going. All right, let's jump right back in. Cooper Flagg's growth this season has been unreal. You can tell he's getting more conditioned, stronger, and sharper with every game, learning at a pace that's hard to believe. For an 18-year-old from opening night to now, the progress is clear. He's picking smarter shots, reading defenses better, and that mid-range jumper is starting to look smooth inside the arc. He's already elite. Sure, his three-point shot isn't falling yet, but it looks good. The mechanics are clean, and he's confident taking them. He even hit a pull-up three today that looked effortless. He's knocking down around 80% of his free throws, and that's usually a strong sign that his three-point accuracy will come with time. Even if he ends up around the mid-30s from deep, that's more than enough with how often he gets downhill and finishes through contact. And think about this, even while struggling from beyond the arc, he's still shooting 55% over his last 7 games. That alone shows how dominant he's been inside the paint. Every part of his inside game has developed. The floater, the left-hand finish, the right-hand finish, it's all clicking. When he's attacking, it's like watching a freight train barreling toward the rim. Once he gets a step, defenders barely stand a chance. And as he keeps adding more counter moves and learning to read help defenders, stopping him is only going to get harder. But it's not just the offense that's turning heads. His defense, the thing he was hyped for coming into the league, has been every bit as good as advertised. He's picking things up on that end just as quickly as he is on offense. He's no longer biting on every pump fake, staying down, using his length, and keeping his hands out of foul trouble. You can tell he's studying tendencies, figuring out positioning, and learning how to guard without reaching. For a teenager, the way he's adapted to NBA-level defense is rare. Most rookies take years to figure it out, but Cooper already looks like a seasoned defender who knows when to rotate, when to contest, and when to stay disciplined. The mix of size, IQ, and effort he brings every night makes him one of the most complete two-way rookies we've seen in a long time, and he's still just getting started. Most rookies come into the league and instantly struggle on defense, and honestly, that's expected. It's one of the hardest adjustments to make. Suddenly, you're going up against the best athletes on the planet, players who know every trick in the book. For most young guys, it's a wake-up call. But Cooper Flagg, he's breaking that rule completely. He's already become a key piece on one of the NBA's top defensive teams this season, and that's not normal for an 18-year-old. The advanced numbers back it up too. According to B-Ball Ball Index, Flagg's grading chart looks unreal for a rookie. He's got an A+ in finishing talent, an A in rim shot creation, and another A+ in rim shot making efficiency, even though his rim shot quality gets an F. So even there, he's not taking ideal looks, but he's still knocking them down at an impressive rate. Overall, his shot quality across all areas is rated an F, yet he's producing elite-level results. That says everything about his touch, timing, and ability to make something out of nothing. For a rookie to be this efficient on bad shots is almost unheard of. This is advanced veteran-level skill, and the history books are already taking notice. After tonight's performance, Cooper Flagg officially passed Tracy McGrady for the third most points ever scored by an NBA player before turning 19. The only names ahead of him, LeBron James and Kobe Bryant, two of the greatest to ever touch a basketball. That's not just impressive, that's historic. To be mentioned alongside legends like that this early in his career is mind-blowing. Cooper's already setting records most players only dream about. He's also the first 18-year-old in league history to record 3 straight games with 20 or more points. When you stack up the numbers, the eye test, and the history, it's clear this isn't your average rookie. Cooper Flagg is already building something special, and the league is starting to realize it. At this point, it's starting to feel normal for Cooper Flagg to put up big numbers every single night. 20 points has basically become his baseline. Against the Nets, he dropped 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists. Then it was 19 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, and 4 stocks versus the Rockets. He scored 16 against the Thunder, 22 on the Heat, and 24 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block against the Nuggets. And then came his monster game, 35 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists against the Clippers on 59% shooting. The consistency is wild for someone still learning the ropes of the NBA. Flagg has turned into a machine. He's efficient, confident, and already understands how to control the game physically. One of the most impressive parts, he's mastered how to draw contact and get to the free throw line, something most rookies take years to figure out. He plays into contact naturally, absorbing hits and still finishing strong. Sure, some people will eventually start calling him a free throw merchant, but that's just what happens when a young player learns how to exploit defenders. He's not flopping, he's reading angles, initiating smart contact, and forcing defenders to foul him or watch him score. Then, every part of his offensive game feels like it's coming together. He's already elite at getting to the rim and finishing through traffic, and once that three-point shot fully develops, he's going to be a nightmare to guard. Add in a tighter handle and a bit more muscle, and stopping him will almost be impossible. When you project all that out, it's not crazy to think he could be averaging 27 or 28 points per game in a few seasons. And it's not just scoring, his playmaking has started to shine too. He's seeing the floor better, hitting cutters and making the right reads with real patience. His rebounding has stayed strong, and his defensive instincts remain top tier. It's becoming obvious that Flagg isn't just a scorer. He's shaping up to be one of the best two-way players in the league. Calling him a future superstar doesn't even feel like a stretch anymore. Honestly, it feels inevitable. Within the next 5 years, it's hard to imagine he won't be one of the faces of the NBA. The scary part, he's still improving at a ridiculous pace. Every game you can see him getting smarter, stronger, and more confident in who he is as a player. And yet, for some reason, there's not enough noise around what he's doing. It feels like Cooper Flagg is being underhyped. Maybe it's because the Mavericks haven't been great this season, or because his dominance looks so effortless that people are taking it for granted. But make no mistake, his impact is real. And if he keeps improving like this, an all-star selection next season wouldn't be surprising at all. That brings up one last thing. The Mavericks have to make a big decision. It's time to seriously think about trading Anthony Davis. He's been hurt, the fit hasn't been great, and this is clearly Cooper Flagg's team. Now, the franchise needs to build around their young star, clear the lane for his development, and find the right pieces that complement his rise. Dallas finally has their next generational player. Now they just need to move smart and build the right future around him. A report came out today suggesting the Mavericks might try to push for more wins and get competitive again, but that would be a huge mistake right now. The top priority for this team shouldn't be chasing a few meaningless victories. It should be building the future around Cooper Flagg. The focus has to be crystal clear. Get Cooper Flagg a real co-star. Nobody wins in this league alone. Even the greatest players need help, and if Dallas doesn't lock in on that, they risk wasting the golden opportunity they've been handed. This is the last first-round pick the Mavericks fully control until around 2031. That's a massive deal. If they mess this one up, they'll be stuck without control of their own future for years, so they cannot afford to go half in, half out. They either need to commit to the rebuild around Flagg or risk ending up in NBA limbo. Too good to tank, but not good enough to contend. Ending up with a late lottery or mid-first round pick this year would be a disaster. Cooper needs a